Most people believe that drinking more water in the evening helps the body stay healthy, flush out toxins, and even support better sleep. But here is the surprising truth: for many adults over 60, that very habit may be the reason you're waking up at 1, 2, or even 3 in the morning. What seems like a good routine for your health can quietly become the main cause of broken nights, heavy mornings, and a bladder that never seems to rest. Today, I'm going to show you a natural solution that takes only 60 seconds. No pills, no complicated routines, just one common herb that can help calm the bladder and train your body to sleep more peacefully. This is not a secret reserved for doctors or expensive wellness programs. It is something you can start right in your own kitchen. Before we begin, I'd like to hear your thoughts. Where are you watching this video? What time are you watching it? Please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe so you never miss another simple health tip designed for older adults in America and India. Because sometimes the solution is not in doing more, it is in doing less, but in the right way. And this 60-second herb may be the key to finally ending your restless nights. Why nighttime urination increases after age 60. As the years go by, many older adults notice that sleep no longer feels as deep or as steady as before. And one hidden reason is the quiet drop in a hormone called vasopressin. This hormone normally tells the kidneys to slow down urine production at night, but after 60, its levels fall, leaving the bladder to fill even while the body begs for rest. At the same time, the bladder itself becomes more sensitive, almost like a once patient friend who now calls too often. In younger years, it could hold nearly 2 cups of fluid before sending a signal, but with age, even half that amount can wake you suddenly, pulling you out of much needed sleep. The kidneys also work more slowly, filtering fluids at a less efficient pace, which adds to the nighttime burden. I think of Mr. Harris, a 72-year-old from Texas, who found himself waking 3 times each night. He believed it was simply old age until he realized his bladder was signaling earlier than it used to. Across the world, Mrs. Kapoor in Delhi shared the same quiet frustration, rising twice each night despite drinking less water in the evening. The lesson here is not to blame yourself or to accept sleepless nights as inevitable. Understanding that hormones, bladder sensitivity, and kidney changes are at play can help you take gentle steps like shifting water intake earlier in the day or creating a calmer bedtime routine. With awareness and small adjustments, your nights can still belong to rest, not to repeated trips down a cold hallway. How? Nighttime urination affects the whole body. When sleep is broken again and again, the brain loses the deep rest it needs to protect memory and learning. Over time, this quiet loss of restorative sleep has been linked with greater risk of dementia and even Alzheimer's disease conditions that many older adults fear most. The truth is, it does not happen overnight, but years of waking 2 or 3 times each night can slowly wear down the mind's natural defenses. The body also pays a price in more visible ways. Each time you rise in the dark, balance is tested and the muscles are stiff. Falls become more likely, and for seniors in both America and India, a hip fracture is often the turning point that threatens independence. I recall Mrs. Jensen, a widow in Ohio, who fell on her way to the bathroom at 2 in the morning. The injury healed, but she told me the fear of walking in the night never left her. There is also the hidden strain on the heart and blood vessels. Interrupted sleep raises stress hormones, pushing blood pressure higher and disturbing sugar balance. For those already living with diabetes or hypertension, these nightly awakenings make control harder, adding silent stress to an already heavy load. But this does not mean you are powerless. By understanding the risks and making gentle adjustments like improving evening routines, keeping a soft nightlight, or shifting fluid intake earlier, you can lower danger and protect both body and mind. Even small steps bring hope, reminding us that better nights are still within reach. The secret herb that calms the bladder. In many American and Indian households, fennel seed is a familiar spice sprinkled in breads, teas, or served after meals. Yet, beyond its flavor, it carries quiet medicinal strength that often goes unnoticed. Modern research shows that fennel contains natural anti-inflammatory compounds that soothe sensitive tissues, including the delicate lining of the bladder. When this lining is calmer, it sends fewer false signals to the brain, allowing older adults to rest more peacefully through the night instead of rising again and again. The action is gentle but meaningful. As we grow older, the bladder muscle becomes more reactive, sometimes contracting even when only half full. That sensitivity makes sleep lighter and interruptions more frequent. Chewing fennel seeds for about 60 seconds before bedtime helps relax those muscles. The process also releases essential oils that act directly on smooth muscle fibers, reducing spasms and easing tension. This tiny ritual may appear simple, but it quietly tells the body it is time to settle down, giving permission for a deeper, more natural rest. The method is straightforward and does not require complicated preparation. After brushing your teeth and finishing your evening routines, place a teaspoon of fennel seeds in your mouth. Chew slowly for a full minute, letting the oils release before swallowing. There is no need for brewing tea, mixing powders, or buying costly supplements. The only real requirement is consistency, making it part of your nightly rhythm, so the body learns to expect it as a cue for rest. For seniors managing nighttime urination, this practice offers a safe and accessible step that supports the body's natural rhythm without medication. It is not a cure for every cause of nocturia, yet it can lower the intensity and frequency of urges, making sleep deeper and mornings brighter. Sometimes the answer does not come from a hospital or a pill bottle, but from a small, steady choice drawn from the everyday life of your kitchen. Consider Mr. Lewis, a 73-year-old from Arizona who grew frustrated with waking 3 times a night. After reading about fennel seeds, he began chewing a teaspoon each evening. Within 2 weeks, his awakenings dropped to just once a night, and his mornings felt lighter. Across the world, Mrs. Patel in Delhi tried the same approach after years of broken sleep. She discovered that this small change combined with earlier dinners gave her the first full 6-hour stretch of rest in decades. Their stories show that while fennel seeds are no miracle cure, they can become a reliable tool in restoring peace at night. At its heart, this practice is about hope. It reminds us that the body still listens even in later years when guided with care. Better sleep is not out of reach, and with something as simple as a teaspoon of fennel seeds, you can take a step toward nights that are calmer and mornings that are brighter. How to use the herb correctly for best results. When it comes to natural remedies, success often depends less on what you choose and more on how you use it. Many older adults hear about fennel seeds, try them once or twice, and give up when the results do not come immediately. But like any gentle natural approach, fennel works best when used in the right way and with steady patience. The details, how much you take when you chew it, and what other habits you combine it with are what truly decide whether your nights become calmer or remain restless. For most seniors, 1 teaspoon of fennel seeds each evening is enough. Chewing them slowly for about 60 seconds allows the natural oils to release fully. These oils calm the bladder lining, ease unnecessary contractions, and tell your body that it is time to rest. Taking more than this does not bring extra benefit, and taking too little may not provide the steady effect you are looking for. It is a classic example of balance, just enough to help the body without overwhelming it. The timing of this small ritual matters as much as the amount. The best moment is about 20 to 30 minutes before bedtime, after you have finished brushing your teeth and winding down for the evening. When fennel is taken at this time, its soothing oils act directly on the bladder muscles without being mixed too quickly with other foods or drinks. Think of it as the last quiet step before closing your eyes, a natural signal that helps the body shift from activity to rest. Fennel seeds also work best when paired with smart fluid management during the day. Many older adults try to avoid drinking water altogether, thinking it will stop nighttime urination, but this often backfires. Instead, aim to drink most of your fluids between breakfast and late afternoon when your kidneys are more active and able to process them. In the evening, taper off gradually, limiting heavy soups, late cups of tea or coffee, or even large glasses of milk before bed reduces the extra pressure on your bladder. By combining balanced hydration with nightly fennel use, you give yourself the strongest chance of enjoying uninterrupted sleep. For those living with chronic conditions such as diabetes, kidney disease, or high blood pressure, caution is wise. Fennel is generally safe, but every body responds differently, and medications can sometimes interact with even the mildest herbs. Always consult your doctor before making fennel a nightly habit, especially if you are already taking prescriptions. The goal is not to replace professional medical care, but to add a gentle layer of support that works alongside it. Above all, consistency is the secret. Chewing fennel once or twice may not change much, but making it a steady part of your evening routine can. Over time, the body learns to trust this rhythm. Night after night, the bladder grows calmer, the awakenings become fewer, and mornings feel lighter and more energized. Small choices practiced with patience often bring the greatest comfort in later years. And in something as important as sleep, those small choices can restore a sense of peace you may have thought was gone for good. Common mistakes that keep you awake at night. Many older adults try to fix nighttime urination by drinking more water late in the evening, believing it will keep the body flushed and healthy. In reality, this habit forces the kidneys to stay active long after they should be resting, leading to a bladder that fills too quickly during the night. Even 1 or 2 glasses after 7 p.m. can be enough to wake you at 1 or 3 in the morning. The intention is good, but the timing quietly works against restful sleep. Another common mistake is choosing water-rich fruits late in the evening. Watermelon, oranges, and even a bowl of fresh tomatoes may feel light and refreshing, yet their natural fluid content adds to the bladder load just as the body is preparing for rest. Many seniors in both America and India describe waking with urgency after a so-called healthy snack. The truth is, these foods are better enjoyed earlier in the day when the kidneys and bladder are prepared to handle them with ease. Late night drinks are also part of the problem. A cup of tea or coffee may feel comforting, but caffeine stimulates the bladder and increases urine production. Even warm milk, often thought of as a sleep aid, adds unnecessary fluid close to bedtime. While these drinks have a place, shifting them to the afternoon instead of late evening makes a real difference. Finally, there is the habit of going to the bathroom just in case before lying down. Over time, this teaches the bladder to send false signals, making it feel full even when it holds very little. What feels like caution actually retrains the bladder in the wrong direction, creating more nighttime awakenings rather than fewer. Daytime habits that support a healthier bladder. A calm night often begins with the choices we make in the morning, because the bladder responds not just to age, but also to daily rhythms. Light exercise such as a short walk in the neighborhood or gentle stretching in the living room helps move fluid away from the legs where it collects during long hours of sitting. When circulation improves early in the day, the kidneys process fluid more efficiently, leaving less strain on the bladder by bedtime. Even 10 to 15 minutes of activity can make the difference between waking twice at night or sleeping peacefully until morning. Hydration is another quiet but powerful habit. Many seniors limit water to avoid bathroom trips, yet this often backfires. Dehydration thickens the blood and forces the kidneys to work harder when evening arrives. A better approach is to drink most of your water between breakfast and late afternoon, giving your body the chance to filter it before sleep. By gradually reducing intake after 5 p.m., you allow the bladder to rest while still keeping the body well hydrated. Stress also plays a hidden role. The nerves that control the bladder become more sensitive when the body is tense, sending signals even when the bladder is not truly full. Practicing deep breathing once or twice during the day, sitting quietly, placing one hand on the chest and the other on the belly can calm both the mind and the nervous system. This lowers the chance of false alarms at night. Older adults in both the United States and India often carry silent worry about losing independence, and frequent nighttime trips only deepen that fear. By weaving in these simple habits, morning movement, daytime hydration, and mindful breathing, you create a gentle routine that not only supports bladder health but also restores a sense of control. The path to quieter nights begins with the sunlight hours, reminding us that small choices today can bring steady comfort tonight. Evening tips to improve. Nighttime rest. What happens in the final hours of the day often decides whether you enjoy a peaceful night or struggle with repeated awakenings. One of the most effective changes is shifting dinner earlier, ideally before 7 p.m. A lighter, earlier meal gives the body time to digest, fully reducing pressure on the bladder and preventing acid reflux that can interrupt sleep. Seniors in both the United States and India often notice that even moving dinner by 1 hour can make the difference between broken nights and continuous rest. Sleep position also matters more than many realize. Using a supportive pillow and lying on the side with another small pillow between the knees reduces abdominal pressure on the bladder. This position also improves blood flow, helping the body settle more calmly into deeper stages of sleep. A flat or overly high pillow, in contrast, can strain the neck and back, leaving the body restless. The environment of the bedroom plays its own role. A cooler room encourages deeper sleep by lowering body temperature, which naturally slows down kidney activity. Wearing light cotton clothes helps prevent overheating sweating and the thirst that leads to extra sips of water before bed. Small details such as using breathable sheets or opening a window for airflow quietly reduce nighttime stress on the body. Finally, 5 minutes of gentle relaxation before lying down can calm both the mind and the nervous system. Whether it is slow breathing, soft music, or a quiet prayer, this ritual helps signal to the bladder that it is time for rest, not activity. Many older adults describe this moment as a bridge from daily worries to a calmer night. These habits may seem simple, but together they build a foundation for deeper rest. By eating earlier, adjusting posture, keeping the room cool, and adding a few minutes of calm, you remind your body that sleep can still be safe, steady, and refreshing. Common misconceptions to avoid. One of the biggest misconceptions among older adults is the belief that nighttime urination is simply a natural part of aging or caused only by prostate problems. While age and prostate health do play a role, they are far from the only reasons. In truth, changes in bladder sensitivity hormone levels, kidney function, and even daily habits all contribute. Believing that age alone is to blame can stop people from seeking small lifestyle adjustments that might make a real difference. Another frequent mistake is reducing water intake during the entire day in the hope of avoiding nighttime trips. This approach often backfires. When the body does not receive enough fluids early on, the blood thickens slightly and the kidneys are forced to work harder later. The result is often more urine production in the evening, not less. A healthier routine is to drink steadily throughout the morning and afternoon, then slowly taper off toward evening, giving the body time to process fluids before bedtime. Many seniors also place too much trust in sleeping pills, assuming they are the only solution for broken nights. While medication has its place under medical supervision, pills do not solve the underlying bladder issue. Instead, they mask the problem and often create dependence, leaving people worried about nights without them. Sleep becomes tied to a pill, not to natural rhythms. It is far safer to start with non-medical approaches like adjusting meal timing, creating a calmer environment, or using gentle herbs before relying on prescriptions. A final misunderstanding is the belief that eating water-rich fruits late in the evening is always healthy. Fruits like watermelon, oranges, or tomatoes are nutritious, but their fluid and acid content can irritate the bladder when eaten close to bedtime. Many seniors in both America and India find themselves waking at night after what seemed like a healthy snack. The lesson is not to avoid these foods entirely, but to enjoy them earlier in the day when the body is more active and better prepared to handle them. Recognizing these misconceptions is not about blame, it is about reclaiming control. Nighttime urination is not an unavoidable sentence of age, and small changes can bring back comfort. By drinking water earlier, balancing fruit intake, seeking natural methods before medication, and understanding that multiple factors are at play, you give yourself the best chance at restful sleep. The truth is encouraging. Your nights can improve, and you do not have to accept broken rest as the final chapter. The benefits of applying these habits correctly. When healthy habits are followed with consistency, the rewards can transform both nights and days in ways many seniors never thought possible. One of the clearest benefits is the return of uninterrupted sleep, 6 to 7 hours in a single stretch, which allows the brain to process memories, restore energy, and sharpen concentration. Mr. Reynolds, a 75-year-old from Florida, told me that before making small changes, he could barely remember where he left his glasses each morning. After 3 weeks of steady routines, he laughed that now he not only remembers his glasses, but also the names of old friends he had not recalled in years. His story is not unique, it is a reminder that the brain thrives on deep, unbroken rest. Fewer nighttime awakenings also mean fewer dangerous trips in the dark, reducing the risk of falls and injuries. For older adults, one misstep can change life completely. Mrs. Gupta, a retired teacher in Delhi, once fractured her wrist after stumbling on the way to the bathroom at 2 in the morning. The physical pain healed, but the fear of walking alone at night stayed with her for months. After adjusting her evening habits and chewing fennel seeds before bed, she now wakes only once, and some nights not at all. She told me with relief that she no longer feels like a prisoner in her own bedroom. That confidence, she said, gave her back freedom to move with ease and to sleep without fear. Morning energy is another reward that becomes impossible to ignore. Many seniors describe feeling lighter, more motivated, and better prepared to enjoy daily life. Instead of dragging through the day with heavy eyelids, they find themselves ready to join a walk, cook, a family meal, or even volunteer in their community. Mr. Reynolds now enjoys breakfast on his porch, breathing the fresh Florida air without the constant need for a long afternoon nap. His grandchildren notice the sparkle in his eyes and the energy in his voice, small changes that reflect a much deeper renewal. Perhaps the greatest gift is the sense of control that comes from relying on natural habits instead of medication. Too often, older adults feel trapped by the idea that only pills or medical procedures can bring relief. Both Mr. Reynolds and Mrs. Gupta once shared this belief, and both felt powerless when the pills stopped working. Now, with simple lifestyle adjustments and a nightly routine, they can control themselves. They feel their bodies responding in ways that restore trust and dignity. They say it is not just about fewer bathroom trips, but about feeling human again, capable of guiding their own health. These stories remind us that the path forward does not require perfection. It requires patience, small steps, and the willingness to believe that change is possible at any age. Better sleep, fewer falls, brighter mornings, and renewed independence. These are not distant dreams, but achievable outcomes. For seniors in both America and India, the message is clear. Your nights can improve, and your mornings can begin with strength and peace if you give your body the chance to respond to kindness and care. We have walked together through the science, the habits, and the small daily choices that can change restless nights into peaceful rest. The message is simple but powerful. Chewing a teaspoon of fennel seeds slowly for 60 seconds before bed can calm the bladder, ease unwanted urges, and give your body the signal that it is time to sleep. This practice is not complicated, not costly, and not out of reach. It is a gentle step available in almost every kitchen. Still, it is important to remember that this information is for learning, not a substitute for professional care. Each person's body is unique, and if you live with conditions such as diabetes, kidney disease, or high blood pressure, please speak with your doctor before making fennel a nightly habit. Safe choices are strong choices, and your health deserves both wisdom and caution. I encourage you to try this for 3 nights in a row. Notice how your body responds. Write down what changes you feel and share your experience with others. If you're willing, type the word hope in the comments because your story may encourage someone else who is quietly struggling. In a community of shared experience, even one word can become a gift. As you prepare for tonight, I wish you the comfort of unbroken rest, the strength of a brighter morning, and the energy to enjoy your days with confidence. Please subscribe to this channel so we can keep exploring simple ways to protect your health. And if you know a friend, a neighbor, or a loved one who wakes too often at night, share this video with them. Sometimes the smallest habit, just 60 seconds with a humble seed, can become the beginning of better sleep for someone you care about.